everybody, it's Cynthia again. I am back finally after a little bit of time away. You know how summertime is, it can be surprisingly busy. So anyway, I am back, and this particular month I actually did not purchase the Simon Says stamp August of 2017 card kit, and I just personally didn't care too much for it. It felt a little too generic for me, and I just couldn't justify spending the money on it, so I decided to pass. But what I can tell you is that I actually have a stash of Simon Says stamp card kits from the past, and I could easily tell you that there's 20 card kits in there that I've never even opened. So, I mean, I've opened them to see what was in it and then carefully set them aside, and that was that. So anyway, what I'm planning to do is that I am going to go back and use those kits because they're all fabulous, and then also then I'll have a lot of material to make videos with. So hopefully you won't be disappointed that this isn't the current kit. But like I said, I have some lovely kits that are just begging to be used, and I really hope that you'll join me and enjoy doing some projects with them. So this particular kit, when I made that one recent kit, I think it was just the July kit for Simon, I mentioned that there was a little sailboat die from a previous kit. So this is actually the July of 2015 card kit called Sail Away With Me. And that's where I got the little sailboat die. So let me just quickly run through this kit with you. It comes with this fabulous stamp set, and this one is called Sailing. And it is a Simon Says original product. So there's every reason to believe that it's still available for sale. And the item number is SSS 101535. So if you want to go to their website and see, they just may still have this stamp set because it's very, very cute. Lots of nice images, and I'll definitely be using them in my cards. This little accessory pack is fabulous because you get that die that is so sweet and so versatile. You can use this on anything that you want to use it on. You get a nice length here of some, you know, little, I don't know if this is jute, but it's a nice textured twine here, and it's very thin as well, which is kind of nice because it's sort of petite for card fronts. It's not a real thick, heavy cable. And then you get these fabulous little anchor-shaped paper clips, which are just so cute. So definitely using those. And then the paper you get is very fabulous. It's very nautical. I'm going to take a peek if I have it handy, which I'm sure I don't. Well, that's inconvenient. Anyway, I don't have the info sheet. Oh dear. I mean, I have it, but not in front of me, so I apologize. But this paper pack is super cute, and it's all very nautical. So you get, I believe, 12 sheets as usual. And I'll just really quickly run through. These are tiny anchors. There's some more anchors. There's some polka dots. I think I'll turn them over as I go. Beautiful stripes. And a nice neutral polka dot. And this is fabulous with these colors and the paisleys and the seashells. Very, very beautiful. I guess they're not paisleys. Well, some of them are paisleys, and then some of them are the little twisted shells, and some of them are clam shells. And this one is a very sweet little pale blue. This one is very pretty, and they all kind of have that gentle distressed look to them, so that's very pretty. There's some little waves. This one I love. Beautiful red, and these look like, you know, little coral pieces. There's some stars. Here's some little knotted rope and beautiful polka dots. This again, kind of coral shaped little frond pieces here. I love that soft color too. And this is a very nice little little piece that you can create a scene on. Here's some dark blue with sailboats. little waves. This is all little tiny life preservers, very cute. Some stripes. This is gray, or kind of a taupey gray with little seagulls all over. Oops. And more beautiful stripes. Love stripes. And this one is probably my favorite. Beautiful pattern. And then some nice neutral stripes. So very good papers here. And then of course you get cardstock pieces. This is back when Simon was still giving you 5 sheets, so that's nice. This is a really pretty red, and again, I couldn't tell you the name of it. I think it's certainly lighter than Schoolhouse Red, and probably lighter than Lipstick Red, but very pretty. And here is a beautiful navy, and this is a beautiful light blue. And then you get 2 of their heavy, smooth white cardstock. So Simon's cardstock is amazing quality. If you like a nice thick cardstock with fabulous color, definitely consider getting some of theirs because you will not be sorry. All right, so those are the kit contents. And like I said, I really hope that even though this kit is several years old, that you still watch the video and maybe it'll inspire you. Certainly there are many companies that currently have seashore and sailing themed papers and stamps available. So maybe you have things along those lines. And this might give you some ideas. So anyway, stay tuned and I will be right back with card number 1. Okay, I wanted to quick jump in and say that I found this sheet, and it does say that those papers are from Authentique, and those are Maya Road anchor clips. And I totally forgot to show you this, which is so nice, and it's a little package of charms from Tim Holtz. And there's a compass here, and a globe, and a star, and I'm definitely going to use the compass and the star in the cards that I make, and then maybe some different ones, but these are awesome. So I'm so sorry I forgot to show you that. All right, so for card number 1, I have this piece of pattern paper here, and it is the full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch size. So it's going to cover the entire card front. And I'm just going to get that attached. All right, and now this strip of red from the card kit, I'm going to use that little stripe stamp, and I'm just going to do some quick stamping with my Versamark sticky ink, and I just want to, the best I can, run along repetitively down the edges of that strip. And it's not going to turn out completely perfect, but it's going to be close enough. I'm not going to worry too much. So here's my Hero Arts white embossing powder, and I've said before that's the only white I use and I love it. So I'm just going to get that on, and there's a little spot there, and I'm just going to kind of neaten it up. And again, not perfect, but it's close enough. So melting the powder there. Gotta be careful not to burn my fingers. All right, now I'm taking a small hole punch, and I'm just punching my way down that navy strip. I'm going to attach the red strip there. The blue will sit on top, but I am going to do a little bit of weaving with that natural twine, and that's a May Arts natural twine there. Is the official name of it. So now I'm being smart and I'm putting it on a tapestry needle just to make things so much quicker and easier for me. So I'm just doing a very simple back stitch so that I'm going through the holes, but I get a continuous line of stitching. And I'm going to pull the ends out through the same hole so that I can tie on one of those fabulous little anchor paper clips. I'm just doing a simple little knot, shortening the ends. Now I'm going to pop that strip up on some foam tape, and it'll help keep that twine in place. And then that'll look nice. Now I'm using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm going to use the Thanks sentiment, and I'm just going to stamp it right on top of the pattern because right there the pattern is very light. Now I'm doing the open heart, and now I'll do the closed heart stamp in the Memento Ladybug Red. And that is card number 1. So card number 2. I'm taking a strip of some craft cardstock from My Favorite Things, and I'm trying to do a little bit of a distressed wood technique by just running the stamp pads down the paper to make it look like wood. And I think it turned out really cute. So now what I'm doing is I'm cutting some thin strips, and there's a nice 2" by 4 1/4 blue strip. Now I'm getting probably a good 1/2 inch, maybe a little less than 1/2 inch wide strip. Now here's those thin ones that I cut, and I just want to make it look like some wood paneling on a boat. You'll see what it'll look like in the end. I know that doesn't make sense right now, but I'm just trying to get those pretty evenly spaced. Now I'm putting down some tape, and I'm going to run that thicker piece, which is supposed to mimic the railing, like if you were on board a ship and you were standing at the railing, and that's the wooden railing. Now I'm using the Nuvo drops in a pretty pearl silver, and I'm just doing little, they're supposed to look like little rivet studs running down that paneling. Very cute. Now I am going to stamp that life preserver on some of the white cardstock from the kit and also some of the red, because I'm going to do some paper piecing. So I'm going to trim out the red paper and attach those pieces there. So see, now it's all paper pieced, and I'm just going to fussy cut it out, which is actually really quick and easy, especially with these little snippers that I have. It's a little Fiskars scissor that I always recommend. Now I am going to stamp Your Lifesaver. I just have the life preserver sitting there to tell me where to stamp, so it's not attached yet. Now I am going to fill in the stars with more Ladybug Red, and now I am going to use my scoring board, and really lightly I'm just drawing those lines because I'm going to flip it over and score heavily. And now I'm going to score again at every, I guess, what is that, every 1/2 inch. And see, now it looks like, hopefully, the paneling on the side of the boat. And I'm just going to start attaching these down to my card base. So I'm putting the bottom down first, and then the top of it. And then I'm going to attach my life preserver, and I'm going to pop it up on just a single layer of foam tape, just to help it stand out a bit. And then I don't know if I know I do add, there it is, my little Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. And I'm just using the clear, and then I'll do the stars as well. That just gives it just a little something. It's probably very difficult to see, but it's very pretty. So that was card number 2. So for card number 3, I start with some of that real pretty, I think it's surf blue cardstock from Simon. And there's their navy. And I'm going to take that long wave stamp, and I'm going to use my Versamark ink, and I'm going to stamp it right there on the navy blue paper. And I'm going to do it twice, excuse me, navy blue cardstock. Stamp it twice, and I will sprinkle it with my famous Hero Arts white embossing powder. Get that melted really nice. And then again, I'm just going to fussy cut it out. And it's pretty simple since it's just nice and smoothly scalloped. So now I made 2 strips. And now I am going to stamp some of those little clouds from the stamp set onto more of that heavy white cardstock. This time I'm just going to emboss it in clear, which I love to use my VersaFine black with clear embossing powder. It's gorgeous. It's so bright and vibrant. And again, fussy cut these out, which is very straightforward. Super quick and easy. All right. Now, I'm using my cutting thing, whatever you call that, my mind is a blank. I'm using it now to cut out the inside. I've just lightly penciled a square or a rectangle inside that piece of white. And so now I'm just cutting out the inside, and I'll finish it off with my scissors just to nip the very corners, just to cut out a nice opening. And then I'm going to use my eraser to get rid of those pencil lines. And it leaves me with a lovely frame piece. And I'm going to build my scene inside the frame. So I'm putting down the blue, and I'm just dry fitting everything to kind of see where I need to be. And I'm going to stamp the sail away sentiment, but I wanted to make sure I had plenty of room. So I also heat emboss that with the clear. So I'm going to attach that down to my card base as evenly as I can. And anything flat is going to get attached now. So that first cloud is flat. And see, it'll just peek out of the frame. Then that wave is flat. Now this is all set up with foam tape on the back of the frame. And I added the second wave scallop to the frame itself. Now I've added some twine and that compass charm. And I'm going to lay the frame down carefully, as evenly as I can. So now there's a little gap between those 2 waves. It's a little hard to see, but it's there. And now I'm putting down the cloud, which is sort of coming out of the frame a little bit. And now the sailboat will go between the 2 layers of waves. And there you go. I love this card. All right, card 4, I'm using a top folding card base. And again, my pattern paper has been cut to exactly 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 so that it covers the card front totally. And I'm just using that polka dot because it's a nice neutral. And this beautiful red paper here, this paper strip, I'm going to flag the end. And that's about 1.5 inches wide, I believe. And then the navy strip is about 3/4 of an inch wide. And I just kind of, you know, guesstimated the length. So I flagged that end. Here is a little rectangle with a stitched detailing. Now I am stamping the Life Preserver flat down on that with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I will also be stamping You Are a Lifesaver. Right there. And I'm going to add the little open stars randomly around. And now I'm going to do some coloring. So I've written the numbers on the screen so that you can write them down if you want to. So just coloring in very simply. And I'm going to do the stars as well. I hesitated, but then I did it. So for some shading, I'm just using my W3 just to create some little subtle shadows. And it's amazing how just something so simple really does help things pop off the page. And now for shading the red, I'm using my W5 because the W3 just disappeared on top of the red. All right, now some foam squares to pop up that little rectangle. And I will just go ahead and attach that. And now I have cut, again, out of the same navy cardstock, I've cut those little stars, and that's from a Lawn Fawn set of dies. They had those little stars. So I just cut those out. Now I'm attaching them with my Zig two-way glue pen, and then finally I'm going to add that darling little star charm tied with a little twine bow, and I'm just using little glue dots to do that. So, card number 5. I'm starting out with a navy blue strip, and I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping on each end because that's the only part that'll be visible. And I'm using that same stripy stamp from the set and my Hero Arts white embossing powder, of course. And I'll get that all cleaned up. So now I'm just going to melt that. And then this paper from the pack I loved, so I just trimmed it down and kept that top section because that was such a pretty pattern. And I'm putting tape on the back of my strip, and I'll attach it just a little bit below that white scroll pattern. And now I'm just going to attach it down to my card base, and it's just 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch smaller than the base. And then this little panel is cut from a Lawn Fawn 3x4" journal card die. And I cut out the sailboat, and I put a piece of navy cardstock just behind the sailboat opening. Now I'm stamping the sail away in my Memento Tuxedo Black. And I'll also add the sail away with me, that little stamp. And now I'm going to do the little heart with a darker red. I think it's rhubarb stock ink from Memento. So it's a little deeper red. And then I'm going to attach that panel down to the card base. And so see that unstamped navy strip will get covered. Now my Nuvo glitter drops in the Silver Moon Dust color. And they'll settle down and spread out just a tiny bit. They won't be quite so round when they dry. And finally, card number 6, side folding A2 card base. And this nice piece of navy is just 1/8 of an inch smaller. And this piece of paper I really, really wanted to use. It's a busy pattern, but I really like it. And I liked the colors in it. So now this piece, I wanted to preserve that little pattern that was already on the paper. So I used this tag die. It's from a My Favorite Things Blueprints Tag Builder die set. And I'm just going to attach that one flat to my card front, off to the side. Now this time I took the blue paper, cut the same frame, and then cut the center out. And I did that because I'm going to put, I'm going to make this a shaker card. So the anchor paper clip will go in the shaker. Now I'm adding the Pretty Pink Posh Sparkling Clear, and I'm adding some aquamarine. And this is all 4mm sized sequins, and then the cobalt. And I'll go back and add a little more. I was kind of too stingy with it, but then I'll add more. There you go. And now I'm putting the frame, which I should mention has been popped up on 2 layers of foam tape because I wanted that paper clip to have plenty of room to move. Now this little sentiment strip is also from the same tag builder blueprints set, and I'm stamping thanks right there with, again, the tuxedo black ink. And because of the red in those shells, I'm going to add some little red stars. And now I'm going to pop it up on doubled foam tape so that it stands at the same height as the shaker. Get that attached, and there you go. Right, so to review, here's card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, card number 5, and finally card number 6, which is the shaker card. So there you go. I hope you had fun with me this time around, and I know that, like I said, this card kit is actually from a couple years ago, but I hadn't played with it yet, and it was a really fabulous kit. So thank you so much for joining me for this, and hopefully you weren't disappointed that it wasn't the August 2017 kit. But anyway, in the meantime, I hope that you guys are having fun crafting wherever you are, and thank you again to all of the new subscribers. I am just overwhelmed with the response that I've been getting, and I am just very, very excited, and it gives me a ton of motivation to keep on making cards and keep on making videos. So I think for the next several videos, it's just going to be either one technique or one card or one project, and then that way I can do them a little more quickly and get them out to you a little sooner. So thank you again so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.